Hello again, Sudoku friends. I'm at the Daily Extreme Sudoku site, and this is supposedly an extreme Sudoku that is new, of course, to me because I just accessed the site. Let's see how we are going to do on this one. At first glance, there aren't many singles that we can enter, if any at all. I'm spotting the 4 and the 6 and the 5 here, and they have to go here, here, and here. So this is going to be a 4 in one of these two cells, and it can't go here. It also can't go here because of this 4, so this 4 is a given. Now a 6 will have to go here or here. We don't know where yet. But we know that the 4 here and the 4 here forces a 4 to go here. This 7 blocks these cells here. This 7 blocks these cells here. And therefore a 7 for this row must go either here or here, meaning that it can't go here. And that puts a 7 in this cell, like so. We need to find a 6 for row 4. Because of the 6 here, none of these cells can contain a 6. Therefore, this is where the 6 must go. So these 3 cells, of course, now have to be a 2, 3, and a 7. And these remaining 3 cells have to be a 1, 8, and a 9. The 2 and the 4 and the 6 here need to go in this cell and this cell and this cell in some order. There's a 2 and a 4 here, therefore this cell must be a 6. This is now a 2 or a 4, and this is a 2 or a 4. Therefore, these two cells have to be a 1 and a 5. There's a 1 already in this column, making this a 5 and this a 1. Now that we have this 5 and this 5, we also have these two 5s here, and that puts a 5 in this cell. For row 3, we need to find a 3, 6, 8, and a 9. 3, 6, 8, and a 9. There's a 3, 6, and an 8, all blocking this cell, which therefore must be a 9. The 6 cannot go in either of these two cells because of the 6 here. Therefore, this must be a 6. And this now has to be a 3 or an 8. Having found this 6 here and this 6 here and this 6 here, this is now a 6. And because we have this 1 and this 1, this cell now must be a 1. And now these two cells have to be a 1 and a 9 because we have a 9 and a 1 in these two rows. We have a 9 and a 1 in these two rows. We need to have a 9 and a 1 in the center row. And the only two places they can go are these two cells. And since therefore an 8 can't go in any of these two cells, this 8 blocks these cells. This must be an 8, and this also must be an 8. This 8 blocks these two cells. Therefore, an 8 for this box here must go either here or here, because we have the 8 here, right? But no matter whether it goes here or here, we call this a ghost 8. And in combination with this 8 here, we need to find an 8 for one of these two cells, don't we? And it can't go in this cell because of this 8 already present in column 9. So this is the 8, and this cell now must be a 3. And remember how these 3 cells have to be a 2, 3, and a 7? Now, given the 3 and the 7 here, that makes this cell a 2, and this is now a 3 or a 7, or rather a 3 and a 7 in some order. Well, there's an 8 here blocking this cell, and therefore one of these two will have to be an 8. And we need to find an 8 now for this row, and it needs to go in one of these 3 cells. It can only go here because there's an 8 here and there's an 8 here. I notice that this 4 and a 6 and this 4 and a 6 block these cells from being a 4 and a 6. So these two have to be a 4 and a 6. And therefore, giving the 3 here, one of these two will have to be a 3. I'm kind of interested in this row here since this is a 4 and a 6. We only have 4 givens in row 2, but there's a 1, 7, 9 here. There's a 1, 7 here. There's a 9 here. It's got to mean something. Something weird is going on with row 2. We got a 3 possible here and here, but most of these columns are pretty restricted. This column here for this cell can only contain a 2, 3, and a 9, but it cannot contain a 3 actually because a 3 will have to go here or here. So this is a 2 or a 9. This cell here can contain not a 1, 2, not a 3 because we have a ghost 3 here, not a 4, 5, 6, but a 7, yes, but not an 8 and a 9. So this is a 7. Now that's nice because this 7 and this 7 and this 7 gives me this 7 here. And these two 7s and this 7 forces a 7 in this cell and therefore a 3 in this one here. Now this is a 1 or a 9. This is a 1 or a 9. This is a 1 or a 9. And therefore this cannot be a 1 or a 9 because then we would have a unique rectangle problem and the grid would have more than one possible solution, which is a no-no. Having found this 7 now, we can combine it with this 7 and find the 7 for this cell like so. This is now a 3 and an 8 pair. The 7 here and the 7 here block these cells. The 7 here and here block these cells. Therefore, this cell must be a 7. Now that we have a 3 in one of these two cells and we have this 3 here and we have this 3 here, this cell now must be a 3. We need to find now a 4 for row 8. It can't go here because of the 4 here. It can't go here because of this 4. So it needs to go here. Now this 4 and this 4 and this 4 puts the 4 in this cell. These two cells have to be a 1 and a 9 pair. And these two are also 1 and a 9. So if these two are 1 and a 9, then these two must be a 2 and a 4. There's a 4 in this row, therefore this must be a 2 and this must be a 4, and that makes this a 2. We still need a 2, 3, and a 5 to fill these cells, and there's a 5 now here and a 2 here, so that automatically puts a 3 in this cell. This is now a 2 and a 5. We have another possible unique rectangle position that we need to avoid. This can be a 3 or an 8, this can be a 3 or an 8, and this can be a 3 or an 8. Therefore, this cannot be a 3 or an 8. So if this cannot be a 3 or an 8, what can it be then? It cannot be a 1. It could be a 2, but not a 3, not a 4, 5, 6, 7, or an 8. It could be a 2 or a 9. But I don't see that as being particularly helpful. So this 6 blocks this cell, this 6 blocks this cell, therefore this must be a 6. And now this is a 6 because of the 6 here, right? And that will make this one a 1. And that puts a 1 here as well, and here, and here, and this is now a 9, and this must be a 9. These two have to be a 9 and a 5. There's a 9 in this row, so the 5 goes here and the 9 goes here. That makes this a 5 because of the 5 here, right? And this is now a 1. These are still 3 and 8. This is a 3 or an 8. This must be a 3 now because there's a 3 blocking this cell. So this is a 3, making this here a 2. The 2 here and here puts a 2 in this cell and therefore in this, making this a 3. This is now a 3 and this is an 8, making this an 8. And these two now have to be a 9 and a 3. 3 here, puts a 9 here, and a 3 here. These two have to be a 5 and a 2. And I just got a note, I just got a pop-up saying, congratulations, I solved the puzzle. Whether this really was an extreme Sudoku, I wouldn't want to be the judge. But I hope that you enjoyed it and that you will come back for more soon. Thank you for watching and bye for now.